In the rest of this module, we're going to be discussing egoism and altruism, and with a focus on egoism, and we need to know what this word means. So let's get into that. So what are egoism and altruism? Well, ego is a Latin word meaning me, and alter, the beginning of the word altruism, is from the Latin word alter, meaning others. So you don't need to remember those, but that can just be helpful. So here are some examples. So I might keep my promise or I might not. Keeping my promise can be better for others. Not keeping it might be better for me. In that case, A would be the altruistic action, the other-oriented action, and B would be the egoistic, self-oriented action. So the egoistic action, that's the action that most benefits me. The altruistic action, the action that most benefits everybody, including me, but everybody. So once everybody's interests are taken into account, the altruistic action is the one that benefits that group of people, everybody, including me, but also including everybody else, and weighting them equally. Egoistic action and altruistic action, that might be the same action. These concepts of egoistic action and altruistic action can overlap. So sometimes eating or sleeping or exercising can be what's best for me because it restores me, but it also allows me to benefit other people. If I'm really tired or out of shape, I might actually treat other people worse. I might, for example, just be irritable and angry. Helping others can often benefit both me and everybody else the most, and so can following the law. Sometimes, but not always, and these don't always overlap. And egoistic and altruistic motivations are always different. Egoism is the motivation to do whatever most benefits me, and altruism, that's the motivation to do whatever most benefits everybody, and those are clearly different motivations. And they might, in certain circumstances, when the egoistic action and the altruistic action are the same, like getting enough sleep, lead me to do the same thing, but in many circumstances, when the egoistic action and the altruistic action are different, then my egoistic self-interest pulls me to do the egoistic action, and my altruistic motivation to benefit everybody pulls me in the direction of the action that benefits everybody. So they're different motivations. There are two kinds of, we're going to talk about two theses then, descriptive egoism and ethical egoism, and they're different. I previously talked about is and ought, and we're going to articulate egoism in two different ways. So descriptive egoism is an is claim. It says each person is an egoist. Each person is purely motivated by their own self-interest. They only have egoistic motivations, and so each person will always do whatever they believe is of most benefit to themselves. This is about what people actually do, and it's not about what people should do. It doesn't say what people should do, it says how do people work. The way people work is they always do what they believe will most benefit themselves. That's what each person does. So it doesn't say, is that what they should do, or is it not what they should do? Descriptive egoism just doesn't say. It's just not a claim about that. It's a pretty cynical claim. It's a pretty negative view of human nature, of human possibilities, of human capacities. And it might also be really sort of catastrophic for our thinking about ethics. Why? Well, you might think that we don't have any altruistic duties if descriptive egoism is true. You might think ethics is a guide to choosing among actions that you might actually do. You think, well, here are the possible things I could do, and now ethics says, here's the one you should do. But if you can only do egoistic actions, if you're only capable of doing whatever you at least think will most benefit yourself, then you're never capable of doing something out of a purely altruistic motivation, and so there are never any duties to help other people. If you can't benefit, if it's not possible for you to benefit others at your own expense, then you shouldn't do so. That's not an action that's even available to you, and so saying that you should do it is kind of strange. It's like saying you should, jump to the moon right now. Well, you can't, so what's the point of saying you should? So you might worry if descriptive egoism were true, you might think both that would be kind of a pessimistic view of human possibility, and it would in fact mean maybe humans are really bad, but also maybe ethics would sort of be pointless, because it'd be talking about things that aren't possible for humans to do, but the point of ethics is to guide our actions among the actions that we can do. Ethical egoism is a different claim. It says each person should be an egoist. What should you do? You should do whatever most benefits you. And what should I do? I should most do whatever most benefits me. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll do what most benefits somebody else, or maybe you will. And if I do that, or if you do that, then according to ethical egoism, we would have had made ethical mistakes. We would be doing the wrong thing. So you should always do what most benefits yourself. So that's ethical egoism. I should not be altruistic if it doesn't most benefit me. When egoistic and altruistic actions are the same, then go for it. Do the thing that happens to benefit everybody else, but do it only because the only reason you should do it is because it most benefits you. So in the rest of this module, we're going to be talking about descriptive egoism and thinking about whether or not it's true. And in the next module, we'll continue talking about descriptive egoism because it's a pretty involved topic, and then we'll turn to also thinking about ethical egoism. So that's what we're up to, and we'll get to that into descriptive egoism and arguments for and against it in the next video.